right, everyone. It is August 27th, 2013. Are we on the brink of World War III, the fall of Damascus? Will Damascus become a ruinous heap? I'm going to play this video for you, and I'll put the link below. And after watching the video, I want to get your honest reaction to the video and comments. Here's the headline. Syria strike due in days, West tells opposition. I'm going to play this video. Do you think Barack H. Obama and the Obama administration will issue a strike on Syria? Let's watch the video.
Today about the ongoing crisis in Syria. When it came to addressing reports of chemical weapons being used near Damascus, Kerry left no room for questioning on where the administration stands on the evidence.
The indiscriminate slaughter of civilians, the killing of women and children and innocent bystanders by chemical...
Is he talking about U.S. drone strikes? Let's go back. I think he might be talking about the United States and their drone strikes killing innocent women and children. I wonder if that's what he was saying. Let's listen again. Sorry for the interruption.
Syria. When it came to addressing reports of chemical weapons being used near Damascus, Kerry left no room for questioning on where the administration stands on the evidence.
The indiscriminate slaughter of civilians, the killing of women and children and innocent bystanders by chemical weapons is a moral obscenity.
Oh, I apologize. I thought he was talking about the U.S. and their drone strikes and how many innocent lives and children and mothers and women were killed at the hands of the United States. But he's talking about Syria. Let's continue.
By any standard, it is inexcusable, and despite the excuses and equivocations that some have manufactured, it is undeniable. Last night,
it's okay for the United States to kill innocent people under the Barack H. Obama Muslim Brotherhood administration, but don't anyone else try it.
After speaking with foreign ministers from around the world about the gravity of this situation, I went back and I watched the videos that anybody can watch in the social media, and I watched them one more gut-wrenching time.
Was he watching the videos on the social media of all the lives lost from U.S. drone strikes? Maybe not, maybe not.
It is really hard to express in words the human suffering that they lay out before us. As a father, I can't get the image out of my head of a man who held up his dead child, wailing while chaos swirled around him. The images of entire families dead in their beds without a drop of blood or even a visible wound. Bodies contorting in spasms. Human suffering that we can never ignore or forget. Anyone who could claim that an attack of this staggering scale could be contrived or fabricated needs to check their conscience and their own moral compass. What is before us today is real, and it is compelling.
Now, at the end of last week, it was reported that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey, will be presenting President Obama with a range of military options over the weekend, including the use of Tomahawk missiles. But despite the gruesome images coming out of Syria, a new Reuters Ipsos poll shows that only 9% of respondents in America favor intervention. Now, Kerry did attempt to make the moral case today, saying that President Obama believes that there must be accountability for those who use the world's most heinous weapons against the world's most vulnerable people. So what comes next? Well, joining us now via Skype is Majid Rafizadeh, the president of the International American Council on the Middle East. So, Majid, thank you for being here. And I'm gonna go to you first before I go to Jason on this. What did you think overall of Secretary of State John Kerry's speech today? He didn't give any specifics in terms of any action that the United States might take, but clearly there was some very strong worded language here. And, I've got a tweet here from Max Fisher from the Washington Post that says, Kerry's Syria presser, that was a war speech, that he essentially laid out a moral argument, made the case about international norms, made a legal case here as well. Is there any way that after a speech like that, there isn't going to be some kind of action?
Well, I think you're absolutely correct. I think when you mentioned that there is really, they haven't really specifically mentioned any kind of the specific action that they're going to take. I think you're right. I think John Kerry, he used more powerful language, but still there are many questions being raised. I mean, this is not the first time that the chemical weapon reports comes out. Before, 13 reports of chemical weapon has came out of Syria. Those reports were strong reports from. They had strong evidence from UK, from France, from Israeli intelligence, and even from some journalists who were able to go inside the country. So the question is that why now? Why the Obama administration now is using more powerful language? And the second question is whether really that powerful language is going to lead into taking any serious action. But again, they're saying that they're going to wait few days in order for President Obama to come out, and he will lay out the operations or the response that they will give to the Assad regime.
Jason, how do you see this? Because a lot of people were asking too why it is that it was John Kerry and not President Obama that was giving this speech today and that was actually speaking to reporters. And of course a lot of questions as to whether or not President Obama would be willing to try to take some kind of unilateral action. I guess if we look at some of his past actions as president, that wouldn't be all that shocking. Do you think that he would go for it? Maybe even flout getting congressional approval and, not to mention, of course, international approval at the UN level?
Well, okay, well, that's a lot of questions.
When has Obama ever got anyone's approval? He's a dictator. He doesn't ask for approval.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I think the easy answer on why John Kerry and why not President Obama, it's because John Kerry, as Secretary of State, when he speaks with a forcefulness, but it's not necessarily a forcefulness that commits us to anything in particular. If it was Obama out there making those arguments publicly, then we would be kind of at 1 minute to midnight as far as what we're going to do. Right now, we're still at the stage where they're mulling what option we're going to take in Syria. It seems to me pretty clear that at this juncture, we're going to be stepping up and taking some sort of action. The devil's in the details, though, and really it's in the specifics what our goal is there, and how close we intend to get to this action and what we actually intend to try to forestall. So that is still stuff that I guess we could speculate on, but we don't know for sure.
Was Kerry's speech a war speech? Don't get distracted too much with Miley Cyrus and what's going on with Syria. I'm looking at the fall of Damascus, but don't take your eye off the government, the powers that be, and what rhymes? Let me think. What rhymes with the powers that be? FEMA Region 3. Leave me your comments.